Doesn't sound like a lot when you consider that Peter Wright's won 6 already. However, Anderson hasn't competed in as many tournaments. And he does have a Players' Championship final. Players' Championship title, rather, to his name, which Snakebite doesn't have. But the other 2 men in the equation, this man, Steve West, and Michael Smith, are both looking for their first
Gary wins the ball.
Title of the year. In fact, Steve West is looking for his first PDC title. But if Gary Anderson carries on
140.
where he left off against Johnny Clayton in the previous round, then West
140
could be heading south pretty soon.
$140. 45.
Steve West appearing in his second semi-final in the last couple of months. Reached
140.
the last 4 in Players' Championship 3 in Barnsley when he was beaten 6-5 by Mervyn King. That was the event
60.
that Rob Cross won. Now Anderson to start with an 11-dart leg. It looks like he is carrying on where he left off against poor old Johnny Clayton, who's suffered 2 consecutive whitewashes at the hands of the world number 2. And the world number 2 beat the world number 1 today, having lost in the last 16 to Michael Van Gerwen yesterday. Gary got his revenge.
180.
There is a 180 from Steve West. Let's see if he will get chances at doubles, which is something that Anderson didn't afford Johnny Clayton in the quarterfinals. West, of course, did reach a Players' Championship final at the back end of last year, losing out to Michael Van Gerwen, but he took him all the way to a last leg decider.
180.
Anderson fires in a max and sets up the same finish that he took out in leg 1. But West wants the bull.
61.
Well, Anderson went out on 81 in 11 darts. This time he needs 12. Bullseye.
56.
That's not far away. West returns. He's gone 1 for double 12, a route that Ando has used in the
13.
past. But he seems to have changed his tact here. Looking at 9, I think, for double 8.
Game shot.
And that has doubled his lead.
80.
And having won the last couple of legs against Michael Van Gerwen to see off the world champ.
85.
He's now on a run of 10 consecutive legs, Gary Anderson. And likely
180.
to make it 11 with the aid of that max.
60.
That's his second.
60. 60. 130.
Yeah, good setup from the Flying Scotsman.
59.
And Steve West has been blown away so far by Gary Anderson. Just doing what he did earlier on against Clayton. Lands double top for a 3-leg advantage. Peter Wright and Michael Smith going toe-to-toe on the other stream board. For the right to take on what looks like Gary Anderson in the final.
140.
West and Anderson have met on 5 previous occasions.
97.
Stretching right back to 2005. Anderson has won 4 of those meetings.
100. 58. 140.
Well, 3.5 legs in. Anderson's average is around 115 and rising. Rising. Look at this.
180.
From Gary Anderson.
105.
Well, West poised to get a leg on the board. Anderson's third max couldn't leave him a finish.
134.
But he's on one now, and West must take.
12.
But that is a mistake. And Gary Anderson poised to punish.
Game shot.
And he does exactly that. And I'm not sure there's a player left in this tournament that can live with Gary Anderson in this form. I'm not sure.
93.
But he can lose a leg if he carries on like this. Won his last 12 legs today, Gary Anderson. Steve West doesn't know what's hit him.
60. 180.
And that was never in doubt, was it, after the first dart? 5 180s in the match. 4 of them to Gary Anderson. 4 legs
140.
to Gary Anderson.
Sorry, 95. 58.
And he put in a decent performance to beat Michael van Gerwen, 105 average, and he's got better since then.
43.
He's sniffing glory. Now, can he produce a party piece? But he's going to set the shot up very nicely indeed.
128.
Well, he could have been on a double.
95.
Had he gone for treble 20, but it's not going to
Game
matter.
shot.
A 5-star performance for Gary Anderson and a 5-leg lead. And
137.
if Steve West was going to come back from here,
100.
hold the back page. Because the way Gary Anderson's playing, it just looks like Mission Impossible.
82. 84. 100.
Let's give Steve West credit. Wins against Jamie Lewis, John Henderson and John Michael saw him come through his board. Then beat
121.
Robbie Green and Alan Norris. But he's run into a Gary Anderson on top form.
56.
Anderson had already beaten Paul Nicholson and Johnny Clayton 6-0. And he could be on the cusp of another
99.
whitewash win. Unless Steve West can land double 6 for the 1-2-6, that doesn't happen.
120.
And Gary Anderson has been taking out finishes like this for fun all day.
57.
Doesn't happen this time. West with a chance. Well, it's 1-1-1,
Game shot.
and Steve West denies Gary Anderson a second consecutive whitewash win, but he's angered him.
140.
And it just looked prime for another dart to land in the treble. Well, that's looking good for Steve West. Well,
180.
West outscores Anderson in the opening exchange. He might have to hit a 9-dart finish
180.
to win this leg. Because Gary's fired in his 5th
41.
max.
$46.
He's left himself a 3-figure out.
60.
And West way back on 220. So Gary Anderson to win it. Well, decided not to mess
59.
about with a bullseye route, with West not on a checkout. He'll be on one now. He might be on double top.
140.
Well, 80 it is. But 76 for Gary Anderson to complete a 6-1 success.
60.
Well, missed doubles at the end of this match. Is it the end of this match? Well, it might well be, because West needs treble 13 for double top.
60.
Good attempt at the recovery. Gary Anderson all of a sudden can't hit a double.
8.
It's been absolutely sublime from the Scotsman
Game shot.
up until the last few throws. And Steve West gets a break.
85.
And seems to be rewriting the script somewhat.
140.
Anderson, of course, the potential to meet his
60.
protege, Michael Smith, in today's final. Smith will have to get past Peter Wright first,
134.
or it would be a clash of the world's number 2 and 3. However, West is not done yet.
125. $100.
Well, he might have a squeak here if he can fire in a 140 or better.
125.
Oh, the last dart has just let him down, but it's a decent outshot if he gets a chance. Because Anderson,
101.
again, has missed double 8. And West is going to get a dart.
66.
And he's gone above double top. And surely now Anderson will get the job done. And he
Game
does
shot and the
get the
match.
job done. It was brilliant for the first 5 legs from Gary Anderson. And if he finds that kind of form in the final, you fancy him to trouser £10,000 today. A 6-2 win for the world number 2 against Steve West. He's through to the final and will take on Snakebite Peter Wright or Michael Smith. Stay tuned for that.